Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. So glad you guys could join us once again. For those joining us via the simulcast at Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and on X, we're glad you all can be with us. We're about to bring in our friends over on Instagram so they can be a part of our chat for today. And last but certainly not least, going to bring in our friends over on Amazon Live. I'm going to tell you guys about the guests we have joining us today that are part of a brand new issue of Hustle Her magazine. We've talked to Chanelle, Coleman, Wesley, the editor-in-chief, about it recently. Want to talk to them not only about their contribution to the magazine, what it's been like for them to have their features, but also talk to you guys more about Hustle Her magazine, let you guys know how to get it as well. We're now live on the Amazon Live platform with Cyrus Webb Presents. I'm going to type you guys over a welcome message over there. If you guys are new to us on Amazon, welcome. Make sure you guys do hit that follow button, either here in this corner or down below. You also will see the new publication that we're talking about today, and that is Hustle Her magazine. I have it highlighted for you guys in the carousel. We're excited to have some of the contributors joining us today. We have Dr. Vernee joining us. We have Brian Watts, as well as Sandra Brown as well. We're going to talk to them not only about their own contribution to the magazine, but also their own journey, how they got connected with Chanelle. And of course, we'll remind you guys how to be able to get your own issue of the magazine. If you guys are not joining us on Amazon, hello to all of you, and thanks for joining us. So I'm going to begin with you, Dr. Krystal. Talk to us about your contribution to Hustle Her magazine and how you got involved with Chanelle.
Yes. So I'll start with how I met Chanel. I met Chanel, gosh, it's definitely been maybe 4 or 5 years ago. She was actually a guest on my podcast, the Simply She podcast. And we connected through the Black Speakers Network. And now I am a contributor as well as a sponsor to Hustle Her magazine. And I can't be more excited and more proud of how far the publication has come in just this short period of time. But what I am writing on for the magazine is how about helping women, especially women of faith in entrepreneurship, be able to build their brand, build both a profitable and a sustainable business.
Yeah. It's been great for myself, Dr. Krystal, and working with Chanelle to be able to see, as you mentioned, this is just the second issue that's out now featuring Vanessa Miller on the cover. For those who are joining us on the Amazon side, you guys can see it there. For those joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and on YouTube, you'll see the link to bring you guys over. When she first came to you with the idea for the vision, I mean, what did you think, Dr. Krystal, about not only what she wanted to do in spotlighting women of faith, but also providing a platform for others as well?
Yeah, so well, empowering women in any way, shape, or form that I can is a mission and my purpose in life. And so I do that in many different ways in the many businesses that I have today, many brands that I run today. So when she approached me with the idea, it was absolutely 100% yes. This is in line with what I know that I'm supposed to do with my God-given purpose. And so I was immediately like, yes, I'm on board. And I know from there we just began to like scope out what Hustle Her magazine could be.
Yeah, love that. We're going to talk more about that, Dr. Krystal, and also let our audience know how to stay connected with you. Sandra, I feel like I know you already. You were the first one in the group I got a chance to chat with a little bit before we went live here. Talk to us about how you got connected with Chanelle and Hustle Her magazine.
Well, I was unbelievably on Facebook one day and just scrolling, and I saw this one club for women, and it was a faith club for women who were writers, and I was like, okay, that sounds good. So I just entered in, and there she was, and she was so awesome and so welcoming, and I just said, yeah, this is where I need to be right now, because I had just wrote my book.
Gotcha.
And I was trying to connect with other writers. So yeah,
we're going to talk more about that, Sandra, because I know you're part of the book vault as well. That's a part of Hustle Her magazine, and I love what Chanelle is doing in not only, of course, in doing these spotlights, but also offering opportunities like with the book vault. So we're definitely going to talk more about that, Sandra. Brian, for yourself, glad to be able to have you with us as well. I mean, Chanelle has told me about you and the work that you're doing, but how did the two of you connect, and how did you get involved with Hustle Her magazine?
Well, actually, I met Chanelle in the early 90s. We were in college, and she was basically the same person she is now. I mean, very vibrant person. She was the only person I had ever met from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I was like, that's nuts. So it made me, as a New Yorker, it's like I have to talk to this girl. She's from Milwaukee. That's crazy to me. The only thing I knew about Milwaukee was Laverne and Shirley. So we became friends. We were cool. You know, we spoke every once in a while. I didn't see her a lot, and then we reconnected on Facebook years later, just a few years ago, and she was doing a lot, writing books and everything. And I had a book that I had written, and we talked about some things that I was doing, and she kept saying, Brian, I want to see you do your thing. And she was so encouraging and motivating. And I was like, wow, that's crazy, because that's what I do. I'm a motivator, I'm an encourager, but she was doing it to me, and she kept telling me she wanted me to be involved, but everything she was doing was for women.
Yeah.
And when she got to this magazine, again, it's for women. And she was like, I said, you know, I think that women deserve to hear from a man. And she said, you know what? You're right. And so I am the male on the executive team, and I write about Black unity. And I also do the interviews with her on Facebook for the people that are featured in the magazine.
Love that. So I want to go big picture with all of you here for a second, because I love the fact that each one of you have your own connection, not only with Chanelle. And again, the new issue of the magazine, HUSTL'HER magazine, is out now. If you guys are joining us on the Amazon side, we have it highlighted in the carousel. You guys can get it there. The Kindle edition is out right now for $2.99. I know the print edition is coming. For those of you who are joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and on YouTube, you'll see the link there as well. I want to talk to you, Sandra, about the importance of, I think, representation, because I think one of the great things, when Chanelle first told me about her starting the magazine, I know it was very important for her to be able to give people a platform, give them a voice. How important has it been for you, Sandra, to be a part of something that not only celebrates individuals, but also invites them to be able to share the work that they're doing as well?
Oh, I mean, it's absolutely amazing right now for me, because I live in Sweden, and it's not very many African American writers here that I can connect with, or so I spend most of my time talking to people online.
Mhm.
And to have someone like Chanelle, that's her passion, is to do that, is to bring women forward, especially women of color forward. That for me was amazing, like I said, because it just opened the door then, so I could see other women who were doing the same thing that I was doing. I was able to support them, and they were supporting me. Like, we were buying each other's books and posting them online and showing, hey, this is my book. And so it was the connection that I needed at the time, definitely, and now even to just to bring forth just to bring forth my passion with other women of like mind.
Right. Love that. Dr. Krystal, what about for you? How important has it been for you to be a part of something not only that celebrates individuals? I know it's a big part of Chanelle's message of people, being themselves unapologetically, but also being able to celebrate others, as Sandra was mentioning.
Yeah, no, I think it's been refreshing is the word that I will use, especially with everything that's going on in the world today. Not a lot of people are clapping for each other. And I think this is an opportunity for us to be able to do that, not just amongst ourselves and in the Hustle Her community, but on a larger scale, globally even, which is where I believe the magazine can reach. And for me, like I said, empowering women is definitely one of the pillars in my business, and for us to be able to do that and be an example of that is, I think, extremely important, especially in today's environment.
So true. Brian, one of the things that you mentioned, and I think it's so important, especially for us guys, to make sure that we realize we have a place in this too, right? Make sure that we're doing our part to motivate the women in our lives, to celebrate the women in our lives. What has that been like for you to show, especially for us guys, Brian, the importance of doing that, making sure that we're giving those pats on the back, we're giving that support to the women we see trying to do things to shape the community?
Well, I mean, I think that there's been a big divide between, especially in our community, men and women. And I've been longing to bring that together. I thought this was a chance for me to get out there and speak positively to my sisters. I mean, I love Black women. I grew up I'm born from a Black woman. I have sisters and cousins and aunts and everybody who I'm involved with all the time. And I wanted to be able to speak something positive, because it seems like there's so much hate and so much that's being put on us, and all of us are so busy. We don't get a chance to sit down and really talk. And I felt like in a woman's magazine, to be able to have my point of view not being something that's being thrown at them or being thrust at them, and being something that's hard, that it would be easier to just give a good point of view and let them see a Black man in a positive sense, and realize that there are a lot of us out there just trying to be a community again, just trying to bring things together, because if we don't have each other, soon we're going to have nothing. So it meant a lot to me to be able to be a part of something. And I think that all of our contributors are sort of lovers in the fact that we love people. We want to give something to people. And I think that all of us have that in us. So it meant a lot to me to be able to get on something that's going to be nationwide and possibly even international, where people can read it over and over and see what we have to give, and then be able to look at our businesses and see what we do on a big scale.
So true. I totally agree. I'm going to give some shout outs real quick. Hello to you, Shonda Trent over there on IG. Glad to be able to see you. Midnight East Book Bar. Hello to you. Even though we are on primarily Amazon, I do want to shout out all of you guys. I see you guys over there on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. Appreciate the hearts over there on YouTube. Also, those tuning in on X as well. I want to reset real quick and say, for those who are just tuning in, welcome. You're watching Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. I'm excited to welcome Sandra to our program, Dr. Krystal, also Brian. They all are a part of Hustle Her magazine. The second issue is out now. If you guys are on the Amazon side, you guys see it there in our carousel. You can get the Kindle edition right now for only $2.99. We have there on the cover Vanessa Miller. And we also were supposed to have the editor-in-chief, Chanelle Coleman Wesley, with us, but Chanelle's not with us, but we're holding it down right here. We're all grown. We can handle this. Sandra, I want to go back to you, because one of the things that you're a part of that Hustle Her magazine is doing is the book vault. So talk to us about your contribution to the book vault in this issue.
Okay. Well, my first book, I started out as a director and playwright. So I did plays, and so I did a lot of just writing plays, basically. And so when I came to Sweden, my husband here said, you should start to write a book about your life, because I was telling him all these things about myself growing up and all this. And he said, oh, this is so exciting, because there's nothing really happening here that you should say. So I was like, whatever. But anyway, so I said, I'd never written a book before. And so books are very, very, it's very daunting for me. But anyway, I did that, and it's called Life of a Firefly. And this is the book. And so after I wrote it, I didn't know if anybody, because it's about my journey as a child to 12 years old. And I didn't think, you never know what people are going to read or not read. And it's a faith journey. And many secular people said they loved this book. So I was very, very surprised. And yeah, so it's been a big journey for me. And to have be on this show and talking to other people who have written their books, I can see how the journey is progressing now. Because right now we're in touch with Netflix, and they want to actually, well, I don't know if they want to or not. I'm hoping they would. I'm like, yes. But a couple of the producers and everything. So it's going to be probably optioned or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
Nice. So that's the next step of this journey, is to see it on film. So
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Krystal, one of the things that you mentioned was, of course, not only being on this journey with Chanelle, but also being able to support it. You mentioned also, being one of the sponsors. I think that's the other great thing about this, is the Hustle Her magazine is able to give people opportunity to showcase their businesses, their brands, individuals like Sandra, to showcase what they're doing. why has that been important for the vision to let people know there is a platform that's available, a positive platform to allow them to not only to share what they're doing, but also to support them in the work they're doing?
Yeah, so I think it's important because I think a lot of people, especially, well, I don't know the way that I grew up, but children were seen and not heard. I know that I'm probably on the borderline of that generation, probably one of the last, but that was definitely my experience growing up as having parents and relatives from the South, from the deep South. So that's what I was taught, and so that meant that I didn't have a voice for a very, very long time. And it took me to grow up and go to college and get married and get divorced to realize that I actually had a voice of my own. And so I think that this magazine, this movement really is giving people the opportunity to share their voice or raise their voice or even hear their own voice where maybe they have not had the opportunity to do so before.
Yeah.
Breaking those generational curses. As we like to say, I pride myself in being one of the first people, um, not only to go to graduate school in my family, but to do something outside of teaching. And so I'm hoping that's, just a small thing, right? And that's my personal experience, but I'm hoping we can do something similar, help someone else break a generational curse by maybe just sharing their story or just, having the opportunity to be applauded or receive positive feedback where they may not have had that opportunity before and let them know that they're not alone. So I think that's why this really is so important to have this platform and to maintain it and to uplift it.
Love that. Totally agree. Brian, I want to ask you about support as well. As you mentioned, you've known Chanelle longer than any of us probably have known her. But I want you to talk as you're talking to people about Hustle Her magazine and the vision for the magazine and what it's doing. What do you hope our audience understands not only about the platform, but also the need to support the platform, either in being able to make sure they're buying the magazine or even seeing how they can be a part of the magazine?
Well, I think that it's important, one, because Chanelle was not a magazine person. A lot of magazines come out from big conglomerates, people who have a whole lot, and they think that they have their finger on the pulse of society. They're doing what their company needs to do. Chanelle is a person who is doing what she sees around her. She's been in conferences, she's done things, and she sees women doing things and she wants to promote them. And I think that in that right, she's promoting them so other people can see this is what they're doing, this is what you can do. There's a lot of health messages. It seems like every ill that you can have, somebody's covering. She talked to a lot of us about other people being contributors, and we went and found people to fill in different spots. So I think this is a magazine that is probably going to handle every little thing that somebody needs done. And that's why I want people to be able to support it, because it's going to be one of those treasure chests that people can go to, women especially can go to and say, hey, I'm looking for help with this health issue. And there's Dr. Carla in there. I'm looking to be an entrepreneur. And there's Krystal in there. I'm looking to work out, and Carmela's in it. There's so many things that are going on and going on a consistent basis. And then you have the book club on top of that. So now you can find books that you want to read. I mean, there's so many things happening that there's almost nothing that a woman cannot find that they're looking for. And then there's almost nothing that they can't find to be encouraged by if they're trying to do something to get ahead or to get a stepping stone in life. So that's why I want people to support it. It's not your everyday magazine. It's not Jet where you just have a woman in the back as the beauty of the month. There are women there being every single thing that women can be, which is everything. And they're doing it, and they're doing it well, and they're showing people what they've done and how they can do it themselves.
It's a great message. Again, everyone, you all have been watching Cyrus Webb Presents. We've been talking about the latest issue of Hustle Her magazine that's out now on Amazon, the Kindle edition. You guys can get it here for $2.99. Also, if you notice on the carousel, we do have the first issue there as well. So you guys have not gotten the first issue, as well as some of the other books from Chanelle. You can see them there on the carousel on the Amazon side. Again, for those of you joining us on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, you'll find the link for the latest issue of the magazine there. Sandra, Dr. Krystal, Brian, so glad you all could join us. Really appreciate the time. And see, we were able to hold things down. Chanelle, we got this. So you can take off again. We can handle this around. Sandra, let our audience know, how can they stay connected with you?
I have an author page on Facebook. I'm on Instagram also.
Okay.
And host of other little places on the internet that my publicist put on. I don't know everything about it. I'm not very good about this.
Well, we definitely will make sure that we'll make sure that we tag you though for sure.
And Hustler magazine, not HUSTL'HER magazine.
There you go.
We don't want to get it twisted.
Right. Dr. Krystal, what about for yourself? How can our audience stay connected with you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on LinkedIn at Krystal Vernee, Instagram at I_simply_she, and Facebook at I Simply She. And you can always visit my website at www.isimplyShe.com.
Got it. Thank you for that. And Brian, what about yourself? How can our audience stay connected with you?
My website is iambrianwatts.com, Facebook, Brian JT Watts, Instagram, The Real Brian Watts, and LinkedIn, Brian JT Watts as well.
All right. Appreciate you all being on with us. Hello to Alfonso joining us on Facebook. He says, thanks for the info and advice on this program. Appreciate you watching, Alfonso. And we thank all of you for tuning in to another great segment of Cyrus Webb Presents. And thanks to the three of you again for being on with us. Until next time, you all make it a great one. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye.